Welcome to my cozy little corner. Today I have my March wrap up. My wrap ups have been coming kind of late, and that's because I'm a real life person. Unfortunately, I wish I could just read and talk about what I read, but I can't, and that's fine. Here is my March wrap up. I read 6 books this month. 2 were 5 stars, one was a 4 star, and then 2 were 3 stars. It's a pretty decent reading month. Before we get into the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and then leave me a comment of what your favorite book you read this month. Okay, so for book number 1, it's a book called Medalon by Jennifer Fallon. I have been really into collecting mass market paperbacks from like the 2000s, specifically like fantasy written by women. I collect all mass market paperbacks, but there's just been something about like old fantasy series that I don't know. The covers are everything to me. Like they are so good. They're so camp. They're so camp. And I don't want to collect them and not read them. So I've been reading older fantasy series, like early 2000s fantasy series. And I believe Medalon, it is the Hyperion. I think that's actually a different series. I'm gonna put the name of the series. It's something Chronicles. The first book came out in 2004, so it's a little dated, and we'll get to that. But it was fun. So this is one of those over complicated long fantasy explanations, but it's essentially about the country, which is called Medalon, and it sits in between Cairn in the north and Fordonia and Hytheria in the south. There's a group of women who rule with an iron fist. They're very oppressive, and they are called the First Sisters. There are 3 POVs. One POV is Rachel, who is the daughter of one of these First Sisters. Then we have Taja, who is her half brother. And then we have Brack, who is the third POV, and he is what's called a Harshini. And Harshini are these people who are, they believe in gods, whereas like everyone else believes that the gods don't exist. And Harshinis are very passive. They don't believe in any kind of violence, and they believe in these gods that are believed to not exist anymore. And he is tasked with finding what's called the demon child, and this demon child is half demon and half human, and supposedly the child of the Harshini king. It's a very like it's one of those. It's one of those. It's very riddled in political intrigue. The First Sisters are great. It's fun to get a group of power hungry women as the like opposition in a story. It's very fun. The whole like god storyline situation is really fun too. I have a few issues with this book, and like nothing too crazy. I think that it's fun. I think that it's very much like a like popcorn fantasy series. It feels like what the equivalent to like a well-written romantasy now feels like. It's not romantasy. There's a very slight romance subplot, but it's got that same kind of like popcorn book feel to it, if that makes sense. But my main issue, and it's kind of spoilery, but it happens in the very beginning, and I feel like it is something that needs to be warned. Like you need to be warned. So this is your warning now, but I think that you should know. Um, so the half siblings in like chapter like 2 or 3, you find out they're not siblings. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because there's a incest not incest storyline that just makes me feel kind of weird. And I think that's my biggest issue with the book is these half siblings who have known that they were siblings from like childhood. Like, they treated each other like siblings from day one. All of a sudden, they're not siblings anymore. And now they're in love. And that's the romantic subplot. And it makes me uncomfortable. It kind of gives like the Shadowhunters situation a little bit, but I actually think this is worse because they've seen each other as siblings their entire life, and now all of a sudden they're in love with each other. That's just my issue with it. That's my only issue with it. I think I gave it 4 stars. I started the second one. I haven't finished it. It's a popcorn series. It's fun. It's very plot forward. It's not super, like, it doesn't overthink itself. Like, it doesn't have like a heavy emphasis on the characters, but the characters are fun. The story is engaging. The plot is fun. And that's all I can ask for, really. Book number 2 that I read this month was the second book in Dresden Files. So I've been making my way through with Dresden Files. You will be getting a separate video more in depth. To be honest with you, once you get past like the first book, I can't really say much in like a no spoiler review, right? Like, I can just give you general statements. I did give this one 3 stars. As I'm filming this right now, we are in April, and I have actually read the third book. I've given them all 3 stars except for the third one I gave 4 stars. So it's getting better. It's getting better. The second one is Full Moon, and this is like it's the werewolf centric one. I feel basically the exact same way I felt about the first one about the second one. Like, it's great. Like, I see the potential. I don't think it's amazing now, but I see the potential to be amazing later. His male gaze is still annoying. Whatever. Dresden, great. Characters, meh. That's how I feel about it right now. I don't really feel like there's much else I can say. I did give it 3 stars, and it was engaging. I listen to audiobooks while I'm at work, and Dresden Files has become my like 24-hour read. It's become my like, if I've been reading the same book for a while and I need to breathe and I want to just start and finish a book in one day, to have that feeling of finishing a book, I will listen to Dresden Files on 2 times speed, and I can finish it. I will literally start when I get into work and finish it by the time that I leave, and it's become my like when I need something fast. I highly recommend it because it's very engaging and you're never bored. That was Full Moon from the Dresden Files. I finished the last volume in Water 7 Enies Lobby, which whatever you want to call it. I finished that. I don't know which volume number it was, but I finished that, and One Piece video coming soon. That's all I can really say about that. I am enjoying One Piece. I'm pretty far in my journey. I feel pretty good about it. I feel pretty motivated to keep going. Water 7 was great. I think right now my ranking goes Skypiea, Alabasta, Water 7, but I feel like Water 7 and Alabasta, if you ask me on a different day, I might switch them. Like, it just depends on how I'm feeling that day. But I think Skypiea is still my favorite. Yeah. So that was the last volume of One Piece. But of the arc that I was reading of One Piece. Book. I started the Song of Chaos series. The first book is called Ascendant. I'm obsessed. It's been a while since I found a fantasy series that has like had me in a chokehold like this. And it feels so good. It feels so good. Ascendant is a dragon rider fantasy. You follow Holt, who is the son of a cook, and he is like destined to be a cook. And through some events, he finds a dragon's egg that is supposed to be destroyed because it's damaged. Like, there's something about the egg, no one knows what, but like the dragon sniffed it out and is basically like, it's not strong enough, it needs to go. It has an imperfection of some sorts. He ends up saving the dragon. Obviously, he ends up bonding with the dragon, and the story goes from there. It is all of the best fantasy, like classic fantasy tropes in a modern way. I have now read, I was trying to finish the second book by the end of this month. I ended up finishing the second book on the 1st of April. So I guess technically it's going to go in the April video, but whatever. It just continues to get great. If you like Dragon Rider fantasy at all, like if you're like an Aragon fan and you like that at all, and you want to just like come back home to like classic dragon fantasy, please, please. If you like dragons, please, like, don't stop it. Go, just go, just if you like dragons in any way, shape, or form, please read the series. It is everything. The dragons have the best personality. I love when a writer gives dragons great personalities. The narrator for this series is phenomenal. The voices that he puts on for the dragons, phenomenal. The like feeling he puts into this book, great. Like, it's just great. The author's note at the end, the author talks about how he specifically tried to put all of the best fantasy tropes in this series, and then put a modern spin on it, and it's just it feels exactly like that. That's exactly how it feels. 10 out of 10 recommend. I gave the book 5 stars. I gave the second book 5 stars. Yeah, that was Ascendant. We have 2 more to go. The second to last was called Go as a River. So this was on my radar for a while, and fortunately it didn't work for me. So this is a historical fiction book historical fiction, but literary fiction, that follows a girl, I think it's Wisconsin, and she is like the only girl basically in this very like family of boys, and it's like her dad and her brothers, and she's kind of like the main woman in the family, and she works on a peach farm. And one day she meets a Native American man, and it sends her life into a different direction. That's really all I feel like I can say. It's historical, it's very lit ficky. This is one where I struggle with my rating because, is it written phenomenally? Yes. Is it beautiful? The prose, gorgeous? Yes. Characters, written well. Every subject matter, handled well. My issue was I was kind of bored, which is rare because I am somebody who does like a very drawn out story. I am somebody who doesn't mind an author taking their time, but the pacing in this story was weird. Like, it was very slow in the beginning, and then it kind of changed trajectories like halfway. Like, the story went in a direction I wasn't expecting, and I felt like it started to get better at the end, but it was very whiplashy. Like, the beginning was very slow, and then I feel like the end tried to be like really fast, and it's not like a story where it's like it has a build up and then like a crescendo. Like, it really doesn't. Like, it's a story that very much is like this the whole time, and intentionally like this, and I just feel like the pacing didn't match that. I don't know. Like, I'm the outlier when it comes to this book, unfortunately, and I just think it didn't work for me. This is not a book that I think is bad. This is not a book that I wouldn't recommend to people. I think a lot of people would get a lot of good out of this book, especially if you like historical fiction and like literary historical fiction. I think you're going to love it. I just like wasn't really connected to anybody, didn't really care too much about what was going on. Was unfortunately a little bored. The pacing was annoying. I, I just hate it because this is a book on paper that I should have loved and I just didn't. And then I hate when that happens. So yeah, that was Go as a River. Fortunately, I guess I should say, fortunately though, the last book that I read in the month of March was The Stationery Shop, and that was my other 5 star. Oh my god, this book is so good. I am a sucker for these types of books. It gives me the same feeling and structure as Homeseeking. I raved about Homeseeking in January, and this is what I mean when I say I want a historical fiction with a romantic subplot, but a subplot, but still, it's like about the romance. It was great. This is basically about this girl who grows up in the political upheaval of 1953 Tehran, and she finds herself in the stationery shop. That's like her favorite place to go, and she meets a boy there, and it sparks a romance that goes beyond decades. And it's so good. Like they're separated due to the political violence. There's just a lot of conversation around the events of that time period, which was so interesting for me to learn about. That's why I love historical fiction. Love this type of romance. Homeseeking was the same way, where it was like met really young and then they were pulled apart, and they've always loved each other, and like the yearning is so good. If you love good yearning, the yearning in this is like top tier masterclass. It's so good. Yeah, 5 stars was my last book of the month. And yeah, I'm looking for more historical fiction now that gives me that. Like, I don't necessarily want more of the like we were childhood sweethearts and then we were pulled apart because of the war, and then we found each other at the end of our life and so on and so forth. Um I don't necessarily want that, but I do want the same kind of feeling of a historical fiction that's very heavy on the historical, but a strong romantic subplot that makes me root for the two characters. Like, I want both things to be strong, and that is what I'm looking for. And I think that is like my continued journey from here on out, is trying to find that in a book and continuously find that in a book. I think another great example, in my opinion, is In Memoriam. Like, I loved that book. But yeah, I'm getting off on a tangent because I'm basically trying to say that if you know any of those books, please tell me so I can add it to my TBR, because I am trying so hard to find books that make me feel that way, because I love them. So, anyways, yes, that was the 6 books I read in March. April is turning out to be a very good reading month. I'm reading so much in April, so the video is gonna be way longer. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, let me know what your favorite book was. Please leave me historical fiction recommendations down below. And yeah, bye.